Hey everyone, this video is all about the last teaching week before we break for the vacation. Hi, my name is Caroline. If you're new to the channel, welcome along to our little academic space here on YouTube. Today is the last week of teaching that I have before we break for our winter vacation at my university. It's not my last week of work because when the undergraduates break for their vacation, as lecturers and professors, we have to keep working still. But it is the last week that I will have timetabled teaching on before we have our winter break. So I thought I'd share a little bit about how I do things and get ready and kind of round off my kind of semester before we have a holiday. This week then, I still have 3 taught lectures that I have to give. I've still got classes, I'm still meeting my PhD students, but I try to do things to make sure that I'm kind of rounding out that teaching and leaving things in an ordered way when I come back. So one thing I will do is I will take a quick 20 minutes and I'll try to sort out my paperwork and my filing. I'm pretty good at keeping things organised throughout the semester, but inevitably, paperwork builds up and I've got some records and stuff that just need to be filed at this stage. So I'll get rid of all of those. I'll also do a quick check of my assessments. So when we come back after the winter break, my year 1 students have assessments and my year 4 students are handing in their dissertations. And both of those things are happening, in the month immediately after Christmas in January. So I need to make sure and double check that the folders online where those pieces of coursework and the assessments get uploaded to are ready. And I will do a quick double check of my exam papers. And now the exam papers, as I said before, they go through a long, complicated process of reviewing and checking and making sure everything's fine. But I always like myself to have another sneaky look just to make sure that I'm all ready and set for the new year. So I'll do a bit of kind of housekeeping and general organisation work. I also make it really clear to the students that I'm teaching, so this week in particular will be the undergraduate students, when I will be available and when I won't be available during the break. And so I tend to set a last day and I'll take some holiday over this period of time. And I won't be checking my emails. I might have a sneaky look every now and then, but I won't be replying to student emails. So if a student needs a reference done or they've got questions about the coursework, I try to make it really clear when my last working day will be, so they've got time to put those questions in before. So I don't feel guilty or that I should be checking my email inbox during my kind of period of vacation time. At this point in my university semester, typically we have our teaching for next semester released to us. So I've seen the diary for what I'm teaching in the next semester. I've got a couple of modules one module that I'm leading, one module that I'm teaching on, and one module that I'm coordinating. And so what I will do now is I'll sit down with my diary and I will just kind of mark out when my taught teaching timetable hours are for semester 2. So although semester 2 doesn't start for us until February, it's nice to know when my teaching will be and so I can feel a bit more organised. And I will also make sure I'm starting to pull together the module pages for that semester. So we have a kind of an online system. You could access each module. They have their own set of pages. And usually I can pull information from the previous years of teaching into the next semester of teaching. But I just like to make sure things are a little bit set up electronically so that typically after Christmas, when I'm finalising those module pages, it's nice and easy for me to be able to access. What I will do, not this week, but in the week after the undergraduate students have gone but I'm still teaching, is I'll also do a quick tidy up of my working space. I'm super lucky, I've got my little office space. And again, it's not too messy, but I will give it a quick tidy up, put things away. This year I've been doing lots of demonstrations for the first years. So I've got kind of kit that I've been using to kind of showcase some classical mechanic principles. So I'll sort all that stuff out and try to get the room again to feel ordered and organised. And depending on how long I'm going to be away from, I might also take some plants home with me. I've got a few office plants that are actually doing okay this year and are staying, in relatively good shape. And so I want to make sure I look after those as well over the break. One thing I don't do is I don't clean my office whiteboard. So most academics, we either have a chalkboard, a blackboard, a whiteboard, something in our office where we can scribble down notes and plans and have discussions with our students. My whiteboard is currently covered in plans for the next semester, the next half year of work. I've got multiple research projects going on at the moment, and so I'm using it to track ideas and what each student is working on. And I definitely don't want that to disappear. Usually our amazing kind of household team don't wipe out our whiteboards, but I will probably, before we go on this holiday, also take a quick picture of the whiteboard just so that I've got a snapshot of what I was thinking in December. I find that the last teaching week and the weeks after that and the build up to the break are typically very busy. There always feels like there's a squeeze to get things done in them, no matter how organised I try to be. There just feels like there's deadlines that come up. And so I'll probably make quite a few to-do lists as well over the next couple of weeks, just to try to make sure I'm not dropping the ball or missing anything. I need to check in with students who are taking assessments maybe for the second time, make sure they know when they're handing in their courseworks. I need to look at some research. I put in a research grant application recently. I've got a PhD advert out at the moment. There's a lot of things happening simultaneously. I'm also giving a couple of lectures outside of the university happening this month. And I've got some lectures booked again for the new year outside of the university as well. And so I need some resources and materials from those from my office. There's just, a lot of things happening. And it's very easy, especially with all the stuff that's happening outside of work, to forget stuff. It's a busy month, and it can be a busy month both professionally and socially. And without a to-do list, I think I would struggle to remember what I need to do, and B, also to be able to relax and switch off. For the last few weeks, it's been very busy at the university, and it's been quite hard at the weekend not to think about work. And if I'm honest, I have been thinking about work, and I have also been doing quite a lot of work at the weekends. And I need to somehow kind of stop that. And as we go into this holiday period, making a few lists and ticking things off sort of helps me feel focused and be able to have a period of holiday away from the university. But I'm looking forward to this week. I've got a fun revision class planned for my year one students on Friday. Well, I find it fun. Hopefully they're going to find it fun as well. And then, as I said, I don't end work this week. So the following week, I've got confirmation viva examinations for my PhD students. I've got meetings with some of my research funders. So there's still quite a lot to do before we actually get to the holiday period. But I'm just trying to get myself into an organised headspace. So yeah, let me know, what is your routine that you do before you have a period of holiday? Do you try to wind down into it, or do you always find that you're running around at the last minute trying to get a million things done before you go on your break? Maybe it's really chilled where you are. I suspect it probably isn't, and I suspect for most of us who work in the university sector or some kind of links to industry or academia, actually it's just a really busy time of year. But let me know in the comments, let me know your plans and what you're up to. I will see you next week for another academic video where I'll share a little bit more about stuff that's going on in university. But have a wonderful week. Look after yourselves. It's really cold suddenly here in the UK. So wherever you are, stay warm, stay safe, and I'll see you next Monday for another academic video. Bye.